Welcome again. The next thing you have to do after registering members is setting up the opening balances. You set up ledger opening balances, member contribution, and member loans opening balances. To do so, you have to navigate to accounting menu, then choose set opening balances. In my case, I've already set the opening balances, and that's why you can see the warning telling me that opening balances have been already set. This means that you don't have to set it twice. Once you've set it, you might not be allowed to make changes for the sake of system integrity, and you make sure that the source of your balances or opening balances is valid, like for example the trial balance of the last trading period, bank statement, and or a financial statement that is already balanced. So just okay here. Okay, then we have different balances, and on the first screen we are faced with setting the ledger opening balances. This corresponds to accounts that are posted in the ledger that are reflected in the balance sheet and income statement. Accounts here are grouped as cash, current assets, fixed assets, liabilities, and equity. Mine here is to guide you to do the right thing. Undeposited cash, enter the undeposited cash as to the last trading period or based from or as extracted from your trial balance, bank statement, or anything valid. Petty cash, bank. These fields are editable only when you are setting it for the first time. But after you've set them, you cannot come back here and modify them. So make sure that you do it correctly, because you might not have that opportunity to correct, or you can't do it halfway and choose to come back later to complete. Current assets, I'm going to give a close look to loans receivable. Loans receivable, this amount must equal to amount you are going to set as total opening loans for all members. For example, in this example, we have 60,000 loans receivable. It means at the opening time, it means opening balances for all loans expected from members as to this time is 60,000. And therefore, when you are setting opening balance for the loans for each member, the total distribution should add up to 60. Anything else will lead to discrepancies in data in financial reports. Another area we need to give a closer consideration is dividends payable under liabilities. Dividends payable refers to the dividends that were not paid or are yet to be paid as to this date. So this could be cleared maybe in the future, and this software provides for that. Member savings. Total member savings should equal to this member savings must equal to opening savings for each member to be set under contribution opening balances. For example, if you have 10 members, another one member could have 2,000, another 7,000, and all that. That should add up to 65,000, like in this case. So what I'm trying to say is that member savings should match opening member saving to be set later on. You have to set it after you have set this. Must match member saving opening balance that was set in the ledger accounts. In the equity section, you will find an account called member shares, which represents the equity of the group. The total amount you set there as opening balance, that represents the total member shares as to date or to the closing date. So that should equally match what is going to be set under contribution member shares. Setting up the opening balance for the ledger accounts, navigate to trial balance under financial reports and make sure that the debits and credits are matching. In my case, you can notice that the records were correctly entered and the two are matching. You can also confirm the same under balance sheet and ensure that your balance sheet assets, total assets, and total liabilities and equity are also balanced. So once you've confirmed that, you can now move on to set opening balances for member contribution. You can still come back to accounting, then set opening balance, or you can achieve the same result by coming to members, then use member set opening balances. So here you will be given, you'll be presented with a spreadsheet where you can set balances for each member. Now, assuming Isaac Asimeo total savings to date, or as to the last time, last trading period was 5,000. You simply have to enter and type it there. It is locked because I've already set their balances. And as I said, the total saving here for all these members, which is serving as their opening savings, should match the total opening balance that was set for member savings in the ledger accounts. Here, enter total opening shares for each member. The total shares for all members here should add up and match the total amount that was entered as members' shares under equity accounts in the ledger accounts. Now, with these other accounts, welfare, Germany's kitty, merry-go-round, and fine does not have to correspond because these are not ledger, they are not balance sheet accounts, and therefore you could not even see them when we were filling opening balances. Here, it is there just to help the group to know or for future references. Suppose a member had contributed 7,000 for welfare at the time you are migrating to this system. You want a legacy fallback whenever you want to do that reference. So you can fill this amount and it is not transferred to the ledger. It is just there for accountability. But for these two fields, you have to be very careful because are ledger accounts. Savings in this system are treated as liability and share is treated like owner's equity. After you have set up your member contribution shares, you can navigate to loan, then use member loan opening balances. Here, you can set loan balances. As I said, loan balances, let's say Isaac has 5,000 development loan as to the time you are migrating into this system and emergency loan of 2,000. All these loan distributions for all members, development loan and emergency loan, all added together should match loans receivable as set out in the ledger opening accounts. Once you've done that, you'll have to click set balance and changes will be maintained or sustained in the database. Note that once you've set the balances, you'll not be able to make changes. So make sure that you are doing the right thing. You are doing this to ensure that to maintain in the. Now, after you've set balances for contribution and loans, you can navigate to member menu, then choose member contributions. Here, you'll have a snapshot of the opening balances and other contribution related to that member. After setting that balance is directly pumped into the system, and therefore we are able to relate, and even the loan calculating engine can still use those opening balances for the shares to determine their future loan limits. Navigate to loan management, then use loans. If there is any loans that were set as opening loan balances, all those loan details will be lodged here. You can view details about the loan by clicking details, and under detail window you can enter loan payment and do whatever other things we are going to discuss in future tutorials. For ledger accounts, navigate to financial reports, choose trial balance, and here you have a snapshot of how your account are performing. And in my case, you can really see that everything is balanced. You can also move to income statement and choose generate. You can see how those records are being used into the system. So that is it for now about setting balances and how you can navigate and verify if everything is correct.